Everyone, I run into this a lot where I get these DSL modems, or sometimes these cable modems that well, they're modems, but they're also switches. DSL phone line goes in, but then the other yellow spot. Well, what happens a lot of times is that after the contract is over, the people are no longer using the service. Is a lot of times the phone companies want these things back, so they're junk. However, you can turn them into a plain old switch if you have to go better, so don't adversely affect your network. In other words, if you just take and put this on your network without making any adjustments to it, it's probably set up a DHCP server and a RIP router, which is going to wreak havoc on your network. However, off, then you would just have a plain old 4-port switch, which could be kind of. So I'm going to dive into the user interface here and take a look at what we need to do to shut off the things to turn that into a plain old dumb switch. So in order to get started, what I did is I connected a cable to one of the switch ports, and I also connected to my laptop. When I went to the command, I know you can't really read that because the camera doesn't focus well enough on that, but it is 169 address for my wired internet, which means the DHCP is turned off. That makes me think that this might have been set up as a bridged modem. So what I'm going to do is, if you look at a lot of these devices, they've usually got a spot marked reset. I'm going to go ahead and hold in the reset button, and I think I'm probably going to power cycle it too. Every model is going to be different as to how you reset back to default factory settings. But I want to get back to default settings so I can at least get DHCP, and then what I'm going to do is try to use the default credentials to get in there so that I can start managing the graphical interface. Okay, back a little bit.
Okay, so after I was able to factory default that modem / switch, it did give me a 192 address. I can see I've got right here, I've got 192.168.0.133. See, my gateway is 0.1, so that tells me that's probably the address of the router. So since that's the only thing I'm connected to right now, if I try to ping it and it responds, which it is, that tells me that's my router. So what I'm going to do is open up a browser. Remember, this is specific. I'm specifically for a old CenturyLink DSL router / switch. It could be different depending on what piece of equipment you're working on. The goal is A, get it factory defaulted so you could talk to it, and B, get access to the interface so that you can go in and shut off the routing and the most importantly, the DHCP, because you don't want 2 DHCP servers on your network. 192.168.0.1. Okay, a lot of times the password, you can either look this up on the internet, or sometimes the default password's on the bottom of the unit. Like on mine, it's written down on the bottom. So it's I just flip it over and I can see what the password is. Actually, that's it. Oh, that's from when I was in it before. Okay, so alright, so this is my switch / modem. I'm going to go into advanced. Actually, let me go to wireless first. Now, this depends on what you want to do. You could, if it comes with wireless, use it as an access point. I don't want to, so I'm going to make sure I shut off wireless and apply that. And let's see, it's asking me to wait, so I think it's reloading here. Now I'm going to go over to advanced setup, and so this is so over here on the left, I'm looking for DHCP server, DHCP settings. I need to disable that. This is really important, folks. This is the main point I'm trying to drive home. If you put this device on your network, DHCP enabled, it will mess up your network. You do not want that. So it's important that we find the DHCP server and shut it off. Okay, so shut that off. Let's check WAN settings, see if there's anything there. Oh wait, I'll go back here, set that DHCP to disable, I forgot to click apply. Disable, apply. Yeah, very important to apply and save. And I'll take a look at the wide area network settings. There's probably nothing there, but let's just take a look anyway. WAN settings, protocol not running. Okay, perfect. So there's no ISP protocol running. So I think this is good. Just that I shut the wireless and I shut off the DHCP. So at this point now, this is just a plain old switch. Although I could, I guess, if I wanted to, I could manually assign an IP address to this so that if I wanted to come back and manage it, because remember I shut off DHCP, so once I reboot this, it's not going to be handing me an address anymore, which would make it a little tougher to talk to. I could either default it again, or there's some other tricks you can do to figure out what IP address it is. But I'm just going to go with that. So right now what I've done is I've converted that DSL modem / 4-port switch into just a plain old dumb 4-port Ethernet switch, which I can use to expand my network. Okay, so thanks for watching.